morning. Friends, let us gather in now to worship the God called Father. Won't you gather in now to worship the God called Mother? Let us come together now to worship the God called Friend, the one who is with us, the one who is for us, the glorious power and love, who lives and moves and gives us all life. I invite you now to rise in body or in spirit to join together in song.
Full of me, that you hear me when I call. Is it true that you are thinking of me, how you love me? It's amazing, it's amazing.
Good morning. My name is Isabel Dillard, and this morning I have the joyful task of welcoming all of you to First Congregational Church of Memphis. We are a community that is committed to making peace in all places. We are committed to undoing racism in all its forms, and we are committed to affirming love in its every expression and orientation. Whether you're joining us in person here or online, we welcome you to this sacred gathering of beloved people who are willing to believe outside the box. If this is your first time here, I want to offer you an extra special welcome. Our worship theme for this season of Easter is leaning into new life. So during this time, we've been looking at how the power and love that we call God invites us into new possibilities, new opportunities, and new ways to grow in our lives. In fact, we will actually practice leaning into new life with each other during our worship service today. In just a moment, I'm going to invite you to stand up and find someone in the sanctuary to connect with. Introduce yourself if you don't already know them, and then ask the simple question, where are you finding joy these days? If this sounds like something that you really don't want to do, no worries. You are more than welcome to remain seated and read your bulletin. Our friend Pamela McFarland does a great job at making the bulletins interesting. There's all kinds of info in there that you can explore, especially on the back few pages. But for now, let's stand up and go lean into new life together, friends, because it's good that we're here together.
elementary school children can join me, we're going to march on out to the Larkin Room.
All right. This room just fills with so much excitement and so much voice noise. It just, I don't know about you, but it just makes my heart beat a little faster and happier too because of the wonderful way you greet each other. I'm Julia, and I am greeting you also. I'm greeting everybody, but I always very specifically greet newcomers. And we also might have some visitors today because it's Mother's Day, and there might be some mothers here, or there might be some children here. But if you're new, I'm talking to you. And we're excited that you're here. And first of all, we'd really like to know that you're here. Whether or not this might become your church home or not, or if that's possible, really we just want to know, who are you? Why are you here? Visiting family or whatever. But we also like to know, especially if you're here because you're looking for a church. You might be looking for a community. You might be looking for meaningful things to do. We don't know. You might be kind of scared about what you're looking for. We all have been before too. So what we want to do is get to know you. And there's a couple of ways you can introduce yourself to us. There is a QR code in your bulletin right where we are in the worship service right now. You can click that on your phone and that'll take you to a link where you can say, hi, I'm Julia and I'm new and this is what I want to tell you today. Those of you that are online up there with, who is that, Michael? You guys will also have a link. Is that Michael? Rick. Hi, Rick. Sorry, from here you look like Michael. You guys have a link also that'll do the same thing. You can introduce yourself and let us know that you're new, and the other people that are on that Zoom will chat with you and welcome you there as well. Also, I invite you, we have a table that we call our welcoming table right there by the photograph gallery. And I'm going to be there, and maybe a couple of our other volunteers who are welcoming volunteers, and we're going to be there after church. And I would really love to shake your hand and say hello, introduce ourselves, and kind of get that community feeling started with you. If it's not good for you to do that today, that's fine. Any of these ways is a great way for you to let us know that you're here, and we'll be excited about it. I'm going to invite up the birthday lady. Where's Miss Fran? Come on up, Fran. She's our birthday lady.
Good morning, church family and friends. I know it's Mother's Day, but we're going to celebrate people who are born in the month of May. Would you please stand? All right, there we go. There we go. We're going to try to recognize birthdays as the year goes on, so look for me every month. All righty, happy birthday, everybody. And happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Fran. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to ask you to do something if it's possible for you. Don't try to rearrange your schedule to do it. But this artwork is this was our Easter artwork, is our Easter season artwork. And next Sunday begins the liturgical season of Pentecost, the season of the birth of the Holy Spirit into the church. And so we've got some beautiful artwork to put up. We're going to start working on that right after church today. So if you've got 15 minutes to help us fold up these umbrellas, come on up. If you've got a little more time to help us take down the current artwork, come on up. We're just going to quit when everybody needs to go, because I know folks have Mother's Day picnics and things like that to get to. So if that's in your blood for today, come on up here right after worship. And Tony, you're going to talk about one of these announcements that's in the bulletin.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Tony. I'm the pastor here at First Congo. I want to let you know about a really special event that's going to be taking place this coming Wednesday at New Directions Christian Church. The Poor People's Campaign is sponsoring a movie. It's called Bad Faith, and it's about the rise and hopefully fall of Christian nationalism. And so this will be an opportunity to come learn about how our faith isn't just a tool of bigotry and hatred, that in fact there's been a concerted effort to turn Christianity into something that it really is not. And so if that's something that you're interested in, we invite you to join us at New Directions Church this coming Wednesday. If you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be in the handshake line at the end of the service. Thank you so much.
Let me call up Joy. She has an announcement to make, and while she's doing that, Isabel, if you'll make your way up. Is Joy here? There she's coming. Come on. Whoever gets here first is going to make the next announcement. All right, come on, Isabel, you're winning.
Oh, I got to talk now? I wasn't prepared. Yes, I am. Good morning. I'm Joy Winkler. I have two announcements, and I will make it very short. I've had some people interested in learning Mahjong in the evening. So I'll be teaching it on Monday nights at 5:30 downstairs in our conference room. And it's right next to the fellowship hall. And in the fellowship hall, while I'm teaching that, there'll be dueling dragons being taught to young people by Christopher. So there'll be a lot of things going on Monday evening. And if you're interested in more of this, I'll be back on the table. And that's by the table, not on the table, by the table. Thank you.
I don't know if Joy and I are supposed to race or fight or something now, but we both made it. Next week, we are going to have a special moment in the service to celebrate our graduates. It's graduation season, and we're going to have a little bit of a blessing for that in worship. And then after church, rumor has it there might be a cake, so you might want to stay for that too. But I have a good list of folks, and I know Julia's gotten some folks too. If there are any other folks graduating from a grade or a level of schooling, anything like that, just let us know, and we'll include them. Thanks.
Good morning. I'm Jackie Narin, and I'm representing Global Goods back there, our fair trade store. And those of you who are sitting here and hearing all these announcements about Mother's Day, if anyone went, what? Mother today? Well, we have you covered. So, or even if you thought, I'm not sure I got mom enough, well, we can help with that too. I have a few things from the Global Goods store. These are all fair trade, which means no sweatshops, no child labor, all that. So here are a couple things that you could buy here. This is a tiki birdhouse, and you can use it for birds, or you can use it, in your house on a bookshelf to look cute. It's very cute. All right, that's one. Sort of on a more traditional note, and a stuck note, is a purse. We have a lot of purses and bags, and this is one of them, really cool. Moms would like this. People who aren't moms might like this too. And last but not least, for those of you who have been here for a while, you will want to get the traditional Mother's Day gift, which is fig jam. We still have fig jam available today for Mother's Day. So please stop by and pick up your Mother's Day stuff, your own stuff, and your fig jam. Thanks.
Okay, so many of you probably know. If you don't know because you're new, open and affirming is a church's way to say that we're cool with the gay. Right? There's a couple other things that go into that, but open and affirming. We've been open and affirming at this church since 1991. Yes? I happen to have been born at the end of 1991, so this church has been gay longer than me. Can you believe that? So, in celebration of that, the church and me, We're going to be walking in the Pride Festival on June 1st, which is 3 Saturdays from now. Yeah, you can clap for that. Happy Pride. The Pride Festival starts around 11. That's when the parade starts off, I should say. So we'll be lining up around 10:30 or so. And in preparation of that, we used to be just a walking group, and we were Best Walking Group 2022. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. But we are rolling this year, so we have a truck that someone's going to drive if you can't walk with us. So we don't want to leave anyone out that wants to participate in this. If you would like to participate and can't walk all the way down Beale Street, we'll have a truck this year that you can be in. We're also planning a day on May 23rd, which is a Thursday, 2 and a half Thursdays, I don't know, from now. We're going to be painting parasols. So we have ordered lots of white parasols to paint with Pride memorabilia and statements, okay? And we'll also have some signs and stuff to carry as well and candy to pass out. So if you'd like to participate in that and celebrate Pride with your church on June 1st at 11 o'clock, just see me or come join us on May 23rd here in the, whatever that area is over there. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Mark, is that still an apropos announcement about the car? Oh, okay. I forgot to say it earlier. Mark found that there's a white BMW in the south parking lot that's running. So if you have a white BMW, you might want to go see if your car is running. Anyway, last thing, Miss Marcia, who is with our children right now, she is taking the children out to the north deck to do yoga out on this gorgeous day today. So parents of the children who are part of Children's Church, after church, go to the north deck. You just go out this door and go as far as you can go, turn left, and you're at the north building, go to the deck. And she will meet you there. Am I missing anything? Let's continue our worship with our morning anthem.
Wanted to run, wanted to hide, wanted to give up. Losing my grip, out of my mind, trying to make sense of all that I heard and all that I felt, just sitting out. It wasn't what I was told, nothing like I had known. What is this feeling? It's something I can't control, rising up in my soul. What is this feeling? Hard to believe it, got me saying, oh. I was so lost, I was a goner. Then you showed up, helping me restart my heart. When I thought it was too late for me to be saved. Now all that you give me got me saying, oh, this is love, this is love. Oh, show me now when it gets tough. This is love.
Amazing, y'all. Amazing. Thank you so much. Good morning again. This morning's scripture reading comes from the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 1, verses 28 through 38. An angel came to Mary and said, "Greetings, favored one, God is with you." But she was much perplexed by the angel's words and pondered what sort of greeting this might be. The angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God, and now you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you will name him Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Most High, and God will give to him the throne of his ancestor David. He will reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there will be no end." Mary said to the angel, "How can this be, since I am a virgin?" The angel said to her, "The Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. Therefore, the child to be born will be holy. He will be called Son of God. And now your relative Elizabeth, in her old age, has also conceived a son. And this is the 6th month for her who was said to be barren. For nothing will be impossible with God." Then Mary said, "Here am I, the servant of the Lord. Let it be with me according to your word." Then the angel departed from her. If you head west down Southern Avenue and then drive across the train tracks onto Macklemore, then keep going past Stax and then make a right towards Lemoyne-Owen College, if you drive, in other words, into South Memphis and know where to look, you'll find the Art House Cafe. Inside, you'll discover delicious food and warm smiles and captivating art. You'll find folks thinking about creativity and design. You'll find folks thinking about voting rights and reducing gun violence. If you drive into South Memphis and know where to look, rather than seeing the same old stories of crime and danger, rather than see only poverty and lack, rather than see vividly desperate reasons to despair, if you drive into South Memphis and know where to look, you'll find life and color and power and change and imagination and hope. Likewise, if you head to this church on any given Wednesday, you'll see a parking lot almost filled with cars. You could walk in, and if you know where to look, you'd find incredible things happening. Right beneath us, on any given Wednesday, you could come up to this building and see hundreds of people gathered to give and receive food. Rather than hear stories of broken communities and distrusting strangers, rather than see evidence of isolation and starvation and apathy and cynicism, rather than find even more reasons to despair, if you came up to this building on a Wednesday, or really any other day during the week, and you knew where to look, you'd find life. You'd find fresh vegetables and hot meals and smiles and laughs and hugs and community. In other words, while so much of the news about Memphis focuses on violence and crime and lack, if you know where to look, you can find incredible reasons to hope. While so many of the stories people tell about this moment in our city, in our country, in our world are stories about catastrophe and calamity and collapse, if you know where to look, you'll find incredible signs and sources of God's active, loving presence. While the temptation to despair is everywhere and easy, if you are willing to look, you can find all kinds of ways to lean into new life. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that there aren't reasons to despair. I'm not saying we should overlook climate change or skirt around the possibility of devastation. I'm not saying we should ignore the fascist rhetoric or the terrifying turns of policy happening in state legislatures everywhere. I'm not saying that we don't have reasons to lament as we look at Gaza and look at Israel and look at Ukraine and look at so many broken lives and so many broken places. What I'm saying, though, is that sometimes, like now, to find hope, to find sources of new life, to find God's active, loving presence, we have to look beyond the stories that those in power give us. We have to look beyond the headlines and the social media hype in order to find the power and love we call God. Sometimes we have to look at what's happening in the dark, in the hidden nooks and crannies that folks forget exist. We have to go to the places where God has told us she most likes to dwell. We have to look, in other words, at wombs and tombs. Take Mary, for instance. The songs and paintings often depict a calm-looking woman, wrapped in clean blue cloth, serenely holding the healthy-looking baby Jesus. Maybe that's how motherhood was for her. I don't know. I wasn't there. History, however, suggests that the story might have been a little bit different. She was almost certainly a teenager who married the person her parents had chosen for her to marry. She was almost certainly poor, and she was definitely a colonial subject of a brutal empire. All around her, there were incredible forces outside of her control. All around her, wars raged and insurrections got planned and poverty crippled whole lives. All around her were reasons to despair. Inside her, though, inside the darkness of her womb, she was nurturing, growing, creating hope. She learned at an incredibly young age, and in a set of circumstances that are hard to imagine, she learned that leaning into new life sometimes means you've got to find hope and forge it in the dark. "Here I am," she said, when the angel came to her. "Here, on the margins, outside the limelight, far away from the seats of power, here I am, in the dark, O God. Let your presence be known here." You know, we could stop Mary's story right there, and we often do. We could just say Mary was visited by an angel, served as the vessel for God's plan, Jesus was born, the end. We could tie up Mary's story with a nice blue bow, acting as if her most significant contribution to Christianity is the fact that she gave birth. However, I think the story is a little bit richer than that. I think that Mary did more than just give birth to the Son of God. I think she taught Jesus how to be a Son of God. Now, maybe Jesus already knew everything he needed to know. Maybe he was born with an innate sense of how to fulfill his mission on earth. Maybe. But if we take seriously the idea that Jesus was also human, then somebody had to teach him something. Somebody had to listen and question and model for him what it meant to be a person of faith in a broken, unequal, empire-ridden world. Who else but a woman like Mary? Who else but a woman like Mary, a woman who knew that God shows up in the thick of darkness and despair, a woman who made room in her very body to hold and nurture hope. Who else but a person like that could teach Jesus to trust in a God that no one can see? Who else but Mary could teach Jesus that when despair feels like the only answer, God is waiting to make herself known, often in the last place you think to look, on the margins, amidst death, inside your very own body. It's a lesson, I believe, that Jesus held on to tight as he made his way to the cross. I think Jesus had his mother on his mind as he gasped for his last breath, not only because he loved her, but also because he needed her wisdom. He needed to remember and to trust that God would show up in a tomb, just like God had shown up in a womb. If I could sum up the whole of the Christian faith, friends, I wouldn't focus on crosses, though the cross is an important symbol. I wouldn't focus on sin or righteousness or even on communion or baptism, incredibly important though all of those rituals and ideas are. If, though, I were to name Christianity's most powerful sites of spiritual transformation and grace, I would point every time to wombs and tombs, the dark and hidden places where incredible things can happen, sometimes in total silence. What is on offer here, then, friends, is a religion that looks for hope and cultivates power in the places that most people don't ever look, in the places that folks have written off, in the lives of people who've been told that we don't matter and won't ever belong. Ours is a religion that places God on the margins, off the beaten path, away from the centers of power and attention. It isn't an accident, then, that the womb of a low-wealth carpenter's teenage wife and the tomb of a broken, tortured would-be Messiah, those are the places, it isn't an accident, those are the places from which God bursts forth into the world. It isn't an accident that the power and love we call God revealed herself in the lives of ordinary, overlooked, and mostly ignored people. What these ancient stories tell us, what history has shown us, what modern-day examples point out is that hope is most vital. Life is most obvious. Transformation is most clear when we don't have the luxury of choosing them. This is why, if you want to know about what it takes to succeed in the world, you probably shouldn't talk to the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Instead, you should talk to a single mother of two working her behind off just to make ends meet. This is why, if you want to know what it takes to find joy, don't talk to a person who's traveled the world. Instead, talk to the little boy who's invented an epic universe out of his hand-me-down toys. If you want to know what courage looks like, don't just talk to the NFL quarterbacks or the first responders. Be sure you listen to the stories of trans teens showing up to prom in gender-affirming clothes. If you want to know where to find hope in a time like ours, don't talk to the pundits or the Instagram influencers. Talk to somebody who's in the dark. Somebody who has no idea where things are going next. Somebody for whom hope isn't so much an option as it is a prerequisite to get out of bed. What Mary taught Jesus and what Jesus teaches us in his words and in his life is a wisdom that folks like us desperately need. No matter who we are or what we have, no matter our background or income, every person in this room or watching online, we are all in one way or another aching for hope. It's partly why I suspect we're here this morning. What we learn from Mary and Jesus, from their lives and from their examples, is that hope is something we sometimes have to find in the last places we think to look. Sometimes God comes to us in the silence of our own uncertainty. Sometimes the places where new life is most active, the places where love is most vibrant, the places where transformation is most deliciously present are the places that are too often overlooked. Across the train tracks in that Memphis cafe, in the sometimes leaky basement of that Midtown church, in the very hearts and lives of people that may never be on the news, doing work that may never get much attention. Friends, whatever darkness you may find yourself in today, know that you are not alone. in the midst of your despair, in the terror of that health issue, in the fear around your finances, in the uncertainties that accompany that pregnancy or this graduation or your upcoming retirement, in whatever darkness or margin you may be walking in right now, know that God is with you. Know that God is for you. Know that God is in you, even when you can't see her, even when you're not sure. So, together, friends, let us look today and every day. Amen. We now worship God as we present our offerings.
for the future.
Brooke, thank you so much. Beautiful. Friends, I invite you now to rise back up in body or in spirit as we join together in our affirmation of community. We will be together. We will stand as brothers and sisters given life by one God. We will be together. We will watch out for one another. We will listen to what needs to be said in a spirit of compassion. We will respect the power of silence. We will wait for the slowest. We will sooner or later catch up with the fastest. We will dry the tears of those who are weeping and know that they will dry ours when the time comes. We will let ourselves begin to feel at least a little of the pain of those we have considered our enemies. We will entrust our stories to each other. We will not be skeptical that peace can come. We will not forget the joy of life. We will not forget to be grateful. We will do our best to stir in each other hope, courage, and faith. You may be seated. Take a moment now, if you would, friends, to let your gaze soften, your eyes close. Feel your breathing slow down as you relax your body into your seat. Notice the places of tension in your body as you breathe in. Then, as you breathe out, let that tension go. Slowly, steadily, and with gentle focus. Let go of thoughts that take you away from this place. Let go of the to-do lists and the planning. Let yourself be totally present here and now with yourself, with this community, and with the power and love we call God. Let us pray. God of every child, God who is our mother, our father, and our friend, we have gathered this morning in your faithful presence. This Mother's Day, we acknowledge and honor all the mothers, the matrons, and the maternal energies that have made our lives what they are. For the mothers who are rearing endangered children, for the mothers who were there to help with homework and teach us right from wrong, for the mothers who did the best they could and succeeded, for the mothers whose greatest parenting accomplishment was birthing us safely into the world, for the mothers who were single fathers, the mothers who were our grandparents, the mothers who were step-parents, aunts, and adoptive caregivers, for the mothers whom we weren't expecting, and the mothers who weren't expecting us, for this blue-green planet that mothers, nurtures, and gives life to all that is, we say, thank you, God, for all that they do and all that they have done. And just as we make room for our lives' blessings, O God, room for their highs and gracious moments worth praising, we also make room to name our lives' trials, their lows and mournful moments of challenge. Just as we ask you to be with us in our joy, dear God, on this particular day, we ask you also to be with us in our jostling, our wrestling, our struggle. This Mother's Day morning, we ask you, God, to be with all those who are struggling with grief, whether it be the grief we bear for a mother who has passed, or the grief we bear for a mother who has failed us. Comfort those of us who struggle through rather than celebrate this day. We ask you, God, also to be with all of those of us facing challenges to our health or our spirit. Be with Jan, who is struggling with some unexpected pain, and be with Deb, Jan's fearless and faithful caregiving spouse. Be with Betty Hunter, who is in the hospital right now, recovering from a recent surgery. Be with Carl and Pan and Sarah and the whole awesome family. God, also be with Thad as he approaches retirement. Be with his wife Betsy and all their family as Betsy and Thad prepared to move to North Carolina. God, be with all those traveling, like Cynthia and Paul, who are celebrating their 10-year anniversary. Be with those of us in grief, O God. Be with all those who want to be here, but whose bodies won't let them be here. Be with all those who long for community, but who feel wounded by harmful churches. Be with those of us excited to celebrate, and those of us who struggle to find reasons why we might. Be with those of us who are longing for justice in our neighborhoods, on our campuses, in our refugee camps, all over the world. Be with those of us who are delighting in the coming summer. All these things, our woes and our wonder, our shouts of joy and our cries for justice, our celebrations and our sufferings, all these things we give over to you, O God, to bear them and hold them along with us. In the silence that follows, we listen for your instruction. We seek a sip of your presence, and we quietly name what hasn't already been said. And out of our silence, we sing. We begin our time of worship with a call to worship. And so as we come to its end, let us join together in a call to action. Spirit of life, who turns and churns inside every creature and thing, make your presence known in us and help us to feel your love. Spirit of life, who brings, creates, and sustains our power and energy, spring up in us as we endeavor to live with openness, justice, and grace. Spirit of life, who leads us into surprising places and connects us with unlikely friends. Teach us to sink into uncertainty and be led into adventure. In the week ahead, when you speak, let us listen. When you move, let us make room. In the week ahead, let us follow the examples of Mary and Jesus. Let us head into the darkness in order to be the light. Friends, I now invite you to join us in singing, How Can I Keep From Singing? Let us stand.
Hey. Hello.
Good morning.
How is everyone?